Dude, what the heck are you doing?
Well, what?
You're not a unicorn.
This isn't the Disneyland live that we're doing?
Dude, you're a shark.
Oh, man.
I'm a unicorn.
This right. Sorry, wrong live. This is the Are You Coachable live. All right, my bad. My bad. Coaching hat on.
Coaching hat on. Hey guys, we are Jesse and Erica Dale, and we're coming live from our amazing backyard. We were just saying how beautiful it is tonight, so hopefully you get to enjoy some of this incredible weather before we get the lovely Indiana cold. That is coming. But we wanted to start a mini-series on just entrepreneurial tips. So it's going to be every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And tonight we want to talk about, are you coachable? It's a very, very important topic. So a little bit of background with us. I have been in business, or been around business all my life. My parents own a printing company, but I never thought that, the business route was something I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to help people. That was my passion. I wanted to help people, so I went and I got a psych degree. I got a psych master's, a counseling master's degree, and started network marketing because I needed extra money. It was really solely just for that. And I found that I could still help people through a different avenue, and I could run my own business. And then several years later, I met this guy, and he owned some gyms, and I actually started running them, managing them, and just fell in love with the concept of being an entrepreneur, being a small business owner all over again. So fast forward 3.5 years, and now we have a few different businesses that Jesse's going to share when he shares his background. But that is truly our passion, is being able to help people through the avenue of being entrepreneurs.
Awesome. Yeah, so my beginnings were, I started scientific exercise training team when I was 18. My mom and dad, they scrounged some money together. They got a lawyer, created an LLC, the whole 9 yards. And then I kind of went to work for corporate America for a big box gym. And luckily that gym, well, unlucky for them, they declared bankruptcy, so it forced me into entrepreneurship. I've always wanted to be a gym owner. That was my childhood dream. So I opened my first Anytime Fitness in 2009. About a year and a half later, opened another Anytime Fitness. Ended up selling that gym. Then opened, at the time it was called SET, Functional Fitness Gym and CrossFit. Then Results One, spun onto RZ1 Nutrition. You never work a day in your life if you do what you absolutely love. And my grandfather taught me that. He said, Jesse, don't ever chase the dollar, chase what you absolutely love, and you won't have to worry. And at the time I made fun of him because I was chasing the dollar at the time, working in corporate America, but he was 100% right. Grandpa, you win. You win, but I'll be in heaven one day too, and I'll try to get even. But no, he was at 100% right. I always feel bad to this day that I didn't see it at the time.
I love it. I love it. So our topic tonight is, are you coachable? And you guys probably have heard that if you were ever an athlete in school or whatever. And what does it mean to be coachable? And so I was doing a little research. In network marketing, we talk about being coachable every single day, and we'll get people that come into this business or this opportunity and they're not coachable. We'll get others that just literally will follow their mentor's guide and do what they need to do. So being coachable is not just business related. It's not just being an athlete. It's for anyone and everyone. Parents, employees, entrepreneurs, athletes, coaches need to be coachable. So as you can see, the theme, it is for absolutely everyone. People who are coachable, if you know people, that girl, she's coachable. And what you see about them is that they are going to succeed. They will find an easier time to be successful because their attitude is easygoing, they're open, they're willing, and they become an inspiration simply because they go out and they get results. So we're going to go through 6 characteristics of someone who is coachable.
Yeah, I'd never even heard the term, are you coachable? I grew up in a different era where if you were a part of a team or if you hired a coach, then you were humble. You were saying, hey, I can't get it done by myself. I need your help. So that's my number one, is with this coachableness. You even coachable, bro? All right, are you humble, and are you truly humble? I see a lot of people make the mistakes of hiring a coach to kind of validate what they feel that they already know. So, hey, I think I got this. I think I could do this on my own. I'm just going to hire a coach just to make sure. That's not a humble mentality. A humble mentality is saying, I cannot do this journey without the guidance of this person. So I'm going to do my research, find this person, and trust and do what they say. So they do their due diligence, but you need to be humble. The coach isn't there to validate what you think that you already know.
Love it, love it. So on to the second one, and it kind of does go along with being humble. Accountability, being able to be accountable. And that's not just, being accountable to your actions. Yes, that's important. And if you say you're going to do something, you should do it. That is a huge part of accountability and being coachable, but also not blaming someone else. So when things don't go the right way, or you lose in that game, or whatever it is, being able to take accountability and say, you know what, that was my bad. I was reading earlier in reference to an athlete, and it says that anymore athletes are not accountable, not humble, and rather than saying, you know what, coach, that was my bad, they blame. They say, you know what, Billy should have had that catch. And we see that every single day. You guys, you have to be accountable if you want to be coachable.
Part of being accountable or responsible and humble is, well, let's say that you shouldn't have caught it. It was 90% not your fault. Owning the 10%.
Yeah.
Owning the 10%. Well, you know what? If I worked a little bit more on my speed work, I might have been fast enough to come up and catch that ball that the quarterback overthrew. Okay, so owning all aspects, even if it's pretty much not your fault, owning the 2%, the 1%, or the 3%. Own that. Focus on what you can change, not what you can't. So my number 3 is big picture oriented and patience. A great coach is not going to teach you some magic playbook. They're not going to have the magic potion. They are going to be relentlessly in pursuit of the basics, what I call the squats and deadlifts. Okay? When I used to coach, say, bodybuilders, if they didn't have a good squat and a deadlift, then we're not going to teach them to stand on a Bosu ball and do bicep curls. That's not going to be how they're going to win the contest. They're going to win the contest by understanding and executing flawlessly the basics. All right? So being big picture and long-term thinking, okay? It means and being willing to say, hey, maybe my basics are good, but this coach can maybe take them to great. Okay, but I think a lot of times they don't want to hear the basics. I went to a DJ school, and I want to learn, like, dude, I want to see what they do at the clubs. You know what I'm saying? No, you want to know what they had me for, like, doing for an hour straight? The baby scratch. And it's still, I needed to do it for 10 more hours. But those were good coaches, okay? Because I came to them and I'm like, dude, I want to be a club DJ. And they knew that if they didn't unteach my bad habits for the basics, I would never excel and be a great DJ.
Absolutely. Along with big term picture, I think a lot of people, they start a job or they start a career and they think they're going to go to the top the next day, and that's just not realistic, right? So in terms of network marketing, people see the opportunity. People see, their mentor at the top making $435,000 a year, and they see that that's possible for them because that person was a college dropout. I mean, I can do that, right? But they don't see the 10 years of effort that's been put in, the 5 years of grueling, not going out, not watching TV, sacrifices to get there. So you've got to see that big picture in order to really drive up to that. So the fourth one is being open to feedback. And this is difficult for a lot of people, but it's truly an attribute of being coachable. And if you can't accept feedback, so if someone says to you, they're giving you feedback, you should do X, Y, Z differently or better or this way, and you immediately say, no, I already tried that. That didn't work. That's not being open to feedback. And especially if you're going to someone for advice or suggestions and you automatically shut them down, how are you being open? You're never going to learn, you're never going to grow, and you're never going to get better. And so just not having those walls up. Be open, shut your walls down and say, you know what, I can learn from this person. I can accept their feedback and I can potentially grow and be better.
All right. The next one is controversial, or it can be controversial, so allow me to explain before you call Disneyland to call me and reprimand me. But self-motivated. You need to be ambitious and self-motivated. Now, what a lot of people would say is, well, wait a minute, isn't that the job of the coach? Isn't the coach supposed to motivate me? And, you know, that's why I'm hiring them, because I'm not self-motivated. Look, the coach can absolutely take an existing motivation and amplify on that. But if that existing motivation isn't there, then sure, maybe the coach, he or she, gives you a great motivating practice for 1 hour a day. But if you're demotivated, the other 23 hours a day, you just beat that coach 23-1. There's nothing that she can do or say that is going to help you those other 23 hours. So you might save yourself a lot of time and money. If you're not motivated, it may not be the appropriate time to hire a coach. A coach will take existing motivation, plan it, nurture it, and make it better and make it grow. But he or she won't be there the rest of the time when he or she's not around. Okay, so that motivation and that ambition has to be there even after the feeling and excitement of hiring that person. There's always going to be that initial excitement. Hey, you know, I got Dave Ramsey coming in town. I'm going to get some good coaching from him or go to his seminar. That's exciting, okay? But what you learn from him, if you're not self-motivated, you'll never be able to execute it, okay? So again, being ambitious and self-motivated.
Love it, love it. And then the sixth characteristic of someone who is coachable is they are egoless, right? They don't allow their ego to be bigger than themselves. And especially when it comes to learning. I've heard in the last 5 years of being in this network marketing industry, people say, well, I can't learn anything from her. I'm better than that. But you're not. and even if you are, even if you're the top of your company or the owner, you can learn something from the 3-year-old that walks into your door.
100%.
You know, I have nieces and nephews, they're 2 and 3 and 4 and God knows how old, and they teach me something every time I'm around them. So if your ego is so big that you feel like you can't learn from the next person that walks in your door, you're not coachable, and you're just going to fail yourself by having that attitude.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hopefully you got some good points on our 6 points of Are You Coachable? And we will see you next, what is today, Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. If there's any topics that you would like, just go ahead and post them in the comments. Otherwise, we will think of one. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining.